Wonderful. Yep, so we're on this page. If I make this, that's not what I want to do. I want to be able to see, so I guess we'll pull up in a new window. Nope. So, is this just capturing the window? It must be. I haven't used the streaming stuff. Okay, so what if I make this? Pull this across, and then we will go to YouTube because I want to be able to see if I get comments because the chat in OBS is hard to see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're good. We're good and ready. I think that looks. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Good. I can look at that if anyone pops in for the chat. We can talk about it. So we are live streaming my stupid arbitrary goals of 2024. If you're new here, every year I make stupid arbitrary goals. These are them. So this year we have ride 2,460 miles on bikes. My hockey training, which is a split goal. It's these 5 things. This one here is a bonus goal. Then we have 3.5 million steps and or 500,000 active calories, moving 3.5 million pounds with kettlebells, reading 50 books, adventures and experiences. So these are like dates with my girlfriend, taking my dog out to parks, brand new restaurants, new experiences for me, as well as attempts to make my girlfriend and or dog feel special. 200 hours of Warhammer time, pay down my debt, make videos and market myself, deliver 50,000 photos, or keep 50,000 photos is more accurate, and create 500 pieces of video content. So, how are we doing? Let's look at our progress. We've updated it here. As you can see, the bike miles, not super big wins. What were the big wins here? Looks like the Apple Watch goal stayed pretty consistent. The kettlebell goal stayed pretty consistent. The book goal definitely improved that one a little bit. Unique experiences really cleaned up on that this month. Warhammer goal stayed pretty consistent. I dialed it back a little bit. Business goals, a little better. Hey Dakota, what's up? Let's see what else. We got photo goal definitely got a lot better. Because there was no photo jobs in January and there was several more photo jobs in February. 500 pieces of video content, that definitely took a hit because I went to Arizona at the beginning of the month and it went down. But if you see this, our total completion rate currently is at 11.96, which gives us a final monthly total of 5.91%. So that, if you look at these, this is the only monthly, thank you, Sean. These are the only monthly data points I have. It's just for the last 2 years, because in 2021, I think I ended up like abandoning my goals. And then 2020 was the COVID year where I also abandoned those goals too. So this is the only monthly update I have. And if you see, usually the second month isn't as good, but this month it's stayed pretty consistent, 6.5% to 5.91%. Very nerdy math stuff, but all in all, I'm feeling pretty good. We're at 11.96, which is, I get so excited. More people need to make goals. Dakota, are you making goals? Are you making goals in spreadsheets? Because I love spreadsheets. This took, by the way, obviously it's not my first rodeo. This is like year 12 or something like that of me doing stupid arbitrary goals. And when I started doing them, I was like, I'm gonna make like 100 of them, and I made like 150 goals or something. It was just insane and like unhinged. And over time, I've refined this system, and this is where we're at now. Is these 10 goals with some cluster goals. So I guess the big thing is like, what am I gonna be doing differently in March? The big thing I'm trying so I told my girlfriend this. I was like, I'm not gonna spend any money on, we call it out food, just going out to eat or going to get coffee drinks or anything like that. I'm gonna try for the entire month of March, all 31 days, to not spend money on food outside of the apartment. If I'm on a shoot and the shoot buys me food, dude, spreadsheet, you gotta get it. If you're not measuring it, then it's not getting done. I learned that too. But you got the goals. That's a good step. But anyway, so I'm just gonna not spend money on food outside the apartment because I have a very large tax bill due here in April, and I had a couple big jobs here in February that will pay for most of it, but I'm still like a little concerned about it. And then also in super fun leap day tradition, so confession time. I have not been to the dentist in a very long time because, number one, as a freelance person, I don't have insurance for that. Like, I have health insurance now. I haven't always had health insurance as a freelancer. But then also dental insurance, obviously don't have that. So, and I've been told that doesn't help all that much anyway. But also, I am beyond terrified of the dentist. I have such a bad time at the dentist. The last time I went to the dentist was a long time ago. It's been like 10 years at this point. I had 2 wisdom teeth, and I still have one. But that got infected, and I just had to go. It was like emergency, go to the dentist. It was like Easter, and one of my parents' neighbors was a dentist, and my parents called him and was like, hey, our son is da 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 da. And so luckily he saw me Easter morning and pulled that tooth out, because it felt like my face was on fire, and it was the most pain I'd ever been in. But when he pulled it out, it cracked, and I remember the sound, and it's just ugh. So that was how I got rid of one of the wisdom teeth, and he's like, we gotta get rid of that. We're gonna pull that other one out eventually. And I was like, yeah, we'll do that. But it wasn't in bad shape. It is now in bad shape, and today that cracked. So it already had a pretty nastiness to it, and I have just been successfully ignoring it. Not really, because it had a pretty big cavity in it, and I had to constantly flush it out. But yeah, today I was eating nothing. I was just eating pizza, reheated pizza, and it just decided it was done being in my mouth, and it's cracked in half. So luckily it doesn't hurt super bad. I could tell something's weird with it. And so I think my streak of not going to the dentist has run out, and I'm not as anxious as I have been in the past. There's been times where I'd have pain in my teeth, and I would call the dentist and have a panic attack and hang up. So it hasn't, and then the pain would go away, and I'd be like, thank fuck, I don't have to deal with that. So yeah, I am not looking forward to that, but I need to pay this big tax bill, and then I need to go man up. There's no other word for it. Actually, I take that back. I read a post that says instead of saying man up, you should say fortify, because man up is toxic masculinity bullshit. But fortify, you can fortify. Anybody can fortify. That's good. That's a much more even in terms of man up is toxic masculinity, but fortify is more masculine anyway. It's a way cooler word. So I need to fortify and go to the dentist and get what's left of that tooth pulled out, and then probably cavities filled, because I'm sure I have some after 10 years. But I brush and I floss daily, so I got that going for me. But I've always been weird about my teeth. I don't that's part of the reason I have big microphones in front of my mouth, is because I don't think I have good teeth. They're not very attractive, because I drank way too much soda as a kid. And so, I don't know, sometimes I fantasize if I ever got YouTube rich, I would get fake teeth. Maybe. I don't know. Could be. So that is gonna be something we're pushing for. I'm also, after that tooth cracked, I'm like, I need to be done with soda. So I drank the last soda I have. So now I'm just doing Zevia and water and tea, and I'm off soda. No more soda. I've got back on this Mountain Dew train. I've rode that wagon way too hard. So I'm doing that in March too. Getting off the soda wagon. That's gonna be a hard one to kick. Cause the soda Mountain Dew just grabs me and just doesn't want to let go. But I'm getting off the soda, which is gonna be hard because I've been going to play Warhammer. And when I go play Warhammer, I always buy a soda at the store. But I guess I'll just buy a tea or something instead, I guess. I'll bring little packet drinks. So that way I can still get my caffeine fix. But yeah, I think the year is going pretty well so far. We're at 11.96 completion rate out of, where are we at? How much of the year has passed? 16.667. So if you think, we're at about 12 out of 17%, that's pretty good. Much better than in past years, and we haven't had that drop off like we saw in 2022. We went from 7.62 to 2.37. And then after that, the year kind of just went up and down. Last year was much more steady at around 5%, kind of every month with the exception of August. Apparently August is like my go month. So I'm excited to see what August brings this year. But yeah, I think it's just kind of this year, this next month will be a little more consistent, and I'm gonna put in more effort into not eating out, and I'm gonna put in some more work on some of these goals. Look at the big one. I think the one right now that's giving me the most trouble is this kettlebell goal. And if we pull up the kettlebell training, we can kind of see, you can see where it's starting to get to how many reps I need to get. So to get the pace for this is about 10,000 pounds moved 6 days a week, which is 200 reps of a 50-ish pound kettlebell. And if you see, we're kind of grazing, there's 200, there's 200. So this month we hit some workouts that were 200 reps, but there's just a lot of days where we're not getting out there and getting into it. And then, we have some days where they're just like, just do something. And so I need to do more of that, if nothing else. Just like 10 reps, at a 36 pound weight. But you can see here, our daily reps needed with an 18 pound, we need 622. The 26 pound, we need 431. 36 pound, 311. And, obviously it starts building. And I have bigger kettlebells than this. I have an 80, it's either an 80 or an 88, and I have a 106, which I can do some things with. And so this month, I think the 106 is going to come out to play, and I'll start doing some deadlifts with that, and I think that'll help me make up some numbers here, because I'm only at 2% out of, the possible 17-ish percent. So that one's going to take some real effort. And then this bike goal, I'm way behind on. It's at 158 miles ridden, which is pretty good relative to like the average person. A couple years ago I did 1,000 in a year, and last year I did that as well. I think I did 1,200 last year. But I'm really after this 2,460 number, which, if you're not aware, that number is the shortest distance to ride a bike across the continental United States is about 2,460 miles. So I'm trying to do that in a year. The hockey training goal, I'm also realizing, is just a really tough goal because, you can see here the progress on this one is only 50 minutes because I've had a blood blister on my toe, and I'm kind of waiting for that to fall off to really, because all three of these things are kind of toe heavy. But then if you look at this, even with this bonus goal, you need to spend about 5 hours to get 1% towards this goal. And so the fact that it's at 8.63, that's total what is that? 8 times 5 is 35. Is that right? Or 40? That's like 40 hours. A little more than 40 hours of effort so far, and that's pretty good. So I think at the midway point of the year, the middle day of the year, I always adjust the goals and make, a goal that I'm blowing away harder and a goal that I'm not doing great on easier. And so I think what's going to end up happening is this Warhammer goal is going to go up to 300 hours. And this hockey training goal, this one will probably just get roped into this. And instead of traditional training, I'll just call it other training. And then maybe we'll do something with the kettlebell goal. But the kettlebell goal, I feel like this is kind of, I was hoping I would be doing better than this at this point. But I knew it was going to be kind of logarithmic as the weights went up and my reps went up, and I was able to handle it a little better. So, yeah, that is where we're at with the goals, with the rigmarole, and this will actually be video number 51. So we're already getting on the board. Progress from March. I starting at 11.96. We're already at 11.99. So not bad. I think we've got some room to run here, and we're gonna do some big things. So hopefully you're sticking around. You're still in on the goals, and if not, now is the if you're not starting goals on January 1st, now is the second best time, because now there's 10 months, and that's much more metric and easy to track, and you can do 10 goals over the next 10 months. You focus really hard on one goal per month, and you try to kick the year's teeth in. That's what we're after. Yeah, so that's all I got today. I hope you're doing well and your teeth are all in your head. And if not, well, I hope that turns around for you real soon. And if you want it to turn around, set some goals. Let's kick this year's teeth in. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna stop there.